Well, they're photographed. I mean, pilots fly over the fields in the morning, and then they're put on the internet on a website called Crop Circle Connector with some landmarks, and then you have to scout them out. So they're not easy to find sometimes. So this is a cube within a cube. Both the cubes are connected in a fourth D. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So that was the illustration of a cube within a cube where the corners of both cubes are connected. And it's called a tesseract. That's what a fourth dimensional cube is called. So that was this illustration.
Is that the illustration right there?
That was the illustration of a tesseract, or this is someone building this impossible shape of what this crop circle was, of a tesseract, you know, of a fourth dimensional illustration of a cube. This is another multi-dimensional illustration. This year too, this is another cube. So they're really showing us something about cubes, and if I understood geometry more, I would really know what this means. But cubes are really the foundation for our three-dimensional reality, time, space, matrix. This was another cube formation. I was in this formation. This was really amazing because this was in the middle of a field. No one knew where this was. This took a lot of hunting to find. I was in there the first day it formed. But look at the shading. These are two types, and I think I have a close-up of this. You can also see these people are in a circle holding hands there. So you see how big it is? This is another illustration of that cube kind of communication that they're talking to us this year particularly about what cubes are about. And there's lots of mathematics on that. So this is a close-up of it. Now, see, some of it was flattened. Now, this part here, it was woven down. So there was one row that was standing up, and next to it, another row was like laid down. So it gave us this kind of weird shading. And you're looking on the ground and saying, who would take the time to leave one plant up and one next to it down? I mean, this would take days.
Cross hatching.
Yeah, it was like a weaving. Who would do that? Who would be crazy enough to do it for a joke of so it makes you, well, maybe it wasn't a joke. Maybe they really are trying to tell us something. So that's what I think, you know?
Do you experience different kind of energies in different parts of the crop circle?
Well, that's what I did. I'm in this circle now that I just showed you. Some of them you feel a little buzzing. Mostly I didn't feel stuff except for that one incident. Here I am looking at the crop circle on my computer in the crop circle that we're standing in. But you can't see it here, but half this picture was black and white and half of it was color. You know, so the sky was blue, but where we're standing it's black and white. So that may have been an energetic effect of the circle itself. You know, and people are sort of blurring out. I mean, maybe somebody's moving, but there was some weird energetic phenomenon. Yes?
After you had that experience on the left side of your body,
yes.
Did you feel after that more attuned to the others or more...
To the crop circles?
Yeah, more attuned or kind of a heightened sensibility at all?
Well, I felt there was more of a reality to like a real phenomenon, but energetically, no. It's just that one experience for me.
Because when you look at those designs, we understand that the right side of the brain has this kind of perception and synthesis of images that the
Right.
left doesn't, and the left side of the body is controlled by the right side of the brain.
Right.
So I was just wondering if you were having this whole left side body thing going on.
Oh,
That you were like having an overstimulated right brain hemisphere thing going on.
Well, I don't know about overstimulated, but maybe it was bringing it into balance or something. I mean, I don't know, but I am more sensitive, not there, but now I'm much more sensitive to energy after the whole trip to England. Like people's energies, psychic energies, like healing energies. I can feel that much more. Thank you. I didn't even notice that about, but it's true. After that experience, I am more sensitive to something.
Alan, you also interviewed Robert Vandenbroek.
No, I didn't interview him.
You did? I thought you interviewed him with Nancy Collins.
No, oh, Robert Vandenhoek.
What's Vandenbroek?
Vandenbroek.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yes, I did interview him. Sorry, I thought you meant the guy who discovered the Mars stuff.
He-
Oh,
he's taking photographs in the crop
I
circles
didn't.
of these UFOs, right?
Yeah, I should have pictures of that. There are images that this guy Robert, that's right, I did interview him on the radio, but not. But he can project images with his mind, or things appear on his digital camera out of nowhere,
Other people's
And-
cameras.
and other people's cameras. So that's just a weird phenomenon. He also knows when crop circles are going to appear. He gets this feeling, and he goes to the field, and he's seen them come down. He's also disappeared, in a crop circle. It's in my
He
interview.
got those weird photos in his house too.
Yeah, he has a lot of light phenomena. There's a lot of psychics who tune into the weird phenomena that happens in these circles. But this you can't see so well, but this is the weaving I was saying in that circle. Sorry, the projector's not good, but see, one row is laid down and one is still standing, creating that shading, that 3D shading effect. Okay, this is where that circle was found. This is what they call Clay Hill, which was a sacred hill. It's also a UFO sighting area in a place called Warminster. Warminster is had a lot of UFOs in the 50s and 60s. There's actually a UFO museum in this town. So this is Clay Hill, and you can see this formation is below the hill, and it's sort of a sacred site in that area. So that's another fact that a lot of the formations this year were by sacred sites. This is another illustration of a cube that came down. Now this is a comparison between those last two. They came down right in a row, July 6th and July 9th. And, I think they're telling us something again about this cube dynamics this year. And they're showing us 27 of these spheres inside a whole 19 of these faces. I mean, the square root of 2, which is related to the phi ratio and the Fibonacci series. I mean, there's a lot of really advanced mathematics that if you were building some kind of starship or time warp generator, you would have to know these mathematics in order to create this very sophisticated machinery. Because it's built on, I talked to this guy David Anderson who has a time warp generator, and he has some interesting mathematics involved in the creation of these forms. So, like Einstein's mathematics, it's sophisticated, and then, he writes E equals mc squared. Well, there's a lot of math behind that, and a lot of geometries that figure into those kind of equations. So that's what they're telling us in a kind of illustration sort of way. That's my theory. This is that same thing built as a cubic model. This was built by Leonardo da Vinci in the 1600s, an illustration of that circle that came down. So you can see it's also within this six-sided form. Now, 6 sides is it's the perfect symbol. It's what water is in its perfect state, hexagon shape. It's what makes it most absorbable to the body. Okay, that's that one coming down. This is a helicopter over the field there. I'll just go through. How much time do we have?
7:25.
Okay, we have, this was one of the more sophisticated.
We gotta stop by I'd say 10 to 8.
You do?
And also, you want to take a few questions.
Yes. Okay. This was one of the more sophisticated circles this year. Now, some people say this is the return of Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl is the plumed serpent. A plumed serpent, is a duality. It's a feathered serpent. It's from the sky and it's on the ground. So it's this bridging of heaven and earth in this Mayan mythology. It's the coming together of heaven and earth. That's what the symbolism of Quetzalcoatl is all about. So there's
like a yin yang in the center of that.
There's a yin yang, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 23. There's sort of I think, a 2-year countdown to the 2012 date. A lot of the figures show a reference to that end date of the Mayan calendar. You had
And
something?
they call that day the return of Quetzalcoatl.
Right, the return of Quetzalcoatl, which Jose Aguayas, who was one of the first to decipher, and I took a workshop with him in 1987, he said that that date, 2012, December 21st, 2012, is the end of the myth of progress and are coming into the totality of our own beings. This is what he says.